Hey guys, Ernie here. Welcome to the Paleo Hiker MD channel. I've said it many times before. My favorite type of stove to purchase, review, test, all those things are alcohol stoves. And as I've gotten older, I seem to like alcohol stoves even more. Maybe that's why I have so freaking many of them. And that's why I sit up at night, I pull up Amazon, and the first thing I look for is alcohol stoves. So what if you've got $5 in an AliExpress account or $8 in an Amazon account? What will that get you? Will it get you a stove that's worth anything? Stay tuned, I'll let you know. In the past, I've noticed that in particular with alcohol stoves, you tend to pay for what you get. If you buy a super cheap alcohol stove, it tends to be a piece of junk. You don't have to spend too much money to get a decent stove. And in fact, you can spend hardly any money and make yourself a nice DIY stove. But a lot of us out there, we like to collect stoves, or you don't want to make your own stove. And you see this stove on Amazon, and you say, this is a stove and a pot stand for $8. This is awesome. What will the $8 get you? Well, I'll be honest with y'all, I have not lit this stove at all. I have not even hardly taken it out of the box. I have looked at it. And I can tell you guys, looking at it, I predict a bad outcome on this video. I have reviewed 50 plus alcohol stoves. I've made probably 10, 12 designs of alcohol stoves. There's something about this stove that doesn't seem right to me. The location of the little jets does not seem right to me. And something about it, I'm just predicting it not being good. Also, like I'll show you here in a little bit when we take a look at the actual stove, I think it's going to starve big time for oxygen. What I've noticed is that alcohol stoves, they need to breathe. They need air coming through. It's nice to block the wind. And you take someone who doesn't understand alcohol stoves and they design something like this and they think, oh, that's perfect. It's super small. You've got you can barely let any wind in, so it's gonna burn great. Yeah, but there's no oxygen. So again, I'm predicting that. I may be dead wrong. I'm going to include this regardless, because if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but the design does not look like it's going to work very well. Let me show you guys what it looks like, and then we're going to boil some water. All right, guys, this is the outdoor aluminum alcohol stove windshield with fire cover burner set portable camping, backpacking, hiking, picnic supply. That's the name. As you can see, it looks like a supply. Anyway, specifications, dimensions are 1.3 by 2.8 as far as the stove goes. It's got a top, as you can see. Open it up. It's got a little design on the inside there. There you go. Okay. With the stand, it's 2 by 3.1. What you do with this stand is kind of interesting. It comes like these almost like little dovetails, if you wanted to speak like woodworking. You just open this up like that. Put it right over the top of your stove, and there it is. Dimensions, like I said on this, are 2 by 3.1. You can see alcohol will go in there. Pot will stand right on top of this. Weight is 1.8 ounces or 53 grams, made out of aluminum. The volume of the stove is claimed at 40 milliliters. That's about 1.3 ounces. I think it'd probably take a little bit more, but you wouldn't want to do much more than that. Made in China. Cost on Amazon, $8. On AliExpress, it is $5. $5 on AliExpress. Does it look like an $8 stove and stand? Again, let's take that out. One thing I'll note, it does have an O-ring here, and it is pretty much, I haven't had any leakage from it. You tighten it down pretty good. It does not leak. It came from the factory with those custom dents, which is, always, you want originality in your stuff. I don't like the location of the jets. I think they should be more on the side or on top. That's what I think. The other problem I see is that when you put this on here, it leaves very little room. I would say maybe an inch from the bottom of the pot to the ports. And the other thing is when you cover this off, I think you're really going to stifle it. I think it's going to be starved for oxygen, and I think that's going to be an issue. Now again, I could be dead wrong. We're about to find out because we're going to boil some water. We're going to take an ounce of fuel. We're going to put it in here. We're going to boil 2 cups of water, see how long it takes to boil, and see how long that 1 ounce of fuel will actually burn for. I have no idea, but I'm pretty excited to find out. Let's check it out. Okay, we are back. We just boiled some water with that bad boy. I don't want to say I was right, but I was right. Either way, we're going to talk pros and cons. Pros, it is cheap. We saw that. It's a decent design. I mean, it looks like it should work. Doesn't work. It's lightweight, and it has amazing wind protection. In fact, so much wind protection that it starves it of oxygen. Cons, it's cheap. It's just cheap. It doesn't cost a lot of money, but it's also kind of a piece of junk. And at the end of the day, you can't have a bigger con than the fact that the stove is ineffective. I think we can stop there, because no matter what, if you're buying a stove, you need it to be effective. You need it to work. Like we predicted about an hour ago when we filmed the introduction. This stove looks like it should work. And I could see where a designer would put it together and say, that's going to work. That's awesome. Like it's compact. There's no air circulating through it. There's not enough space between the bottom of the pot and the actual flames. And it absolutely just stifles it and starves it for oxygen. And it makes it basically ineffective. I don't think there's any difference between just ripping out the center of this thing where it has all the little ports and stuff. You just pulled it out, kind of like the really old cat can stove, where basically people would just poke little holes around the outside, because of course you need some oxygen in there, poke holes around it and just fill it with alcohol and light it. And it had nothing in the middle of it. It's just like a puck stove with nothing, and it would just burn. I think there's no difference between that and what they did. I don't even think that they have to put that center section in. It makes no difference. It may even make it worse. I hate when I'm right. Not really. But we predicted this, and I think a lot of y'all would look at this stove and know it's not going to work for that reason. So at the end of the day, $8 is a waste of money on Amazon. $5 is a waste of money on AliExpress. There's only one place for this thing. I won't put it in the trash can because I collect everything that I use, but nonetheless, it should go in the trash can. Not sure if you guys are aware, but I have an entire playlist on stoves. Some of them are as bad as this one, not many. This may be the worst stove performance-wise that we have ever used, but nonetheless, I do have a playlist on all the stoves, over 200 stoves that I have reviewed over the years, so make sure you check that out. Do me a favor, guys, if you liked the video, hit the thumbs up down below. Really helps spread things across YouTube. If you aren't subscribed, I would really appreciate it if you would hit that subscription button. It really helps me out. I would love to get to that 100,000 subscriber mark. We're going to do that together one of these days. I need y'all's help to do that. Having a great time out here in Arkansas. I'm going to go try to find a place to catch some fish this afternoon. I got one more video to shoot, and then I'm going to relax. As always, guys, I appreciate you checking out the Paleo Hiker MD channel. Stay tuned for more videos soon.